All right, 2 weeks on the road. You know, our team's been looking forward to getting back to US Bank Stadium since our last opportunity. Thought US Bank's been phenomenal. Our fans have been with us this whole year. Expecting a great environment this weekend. Incredible challenge coming to US Bank and the Saints. A lot of respect for DA and his staff and what they're putting on tape right now. They're playing really good football right now, and it's going to be a challenge in all three phases. And we've got to have a heck of a week of preparation, getting ready for this game. So, I do want to congratulate Josh Dobbs on pretty special for him, NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Really, having been here such a short time, really cool to just tell the team about that in the team meeting and just how excited they got for him. My challenge to him is to really pick up where he left off on Sunday and continue his growth and understanding of our offense and just continue to enjoy the process here and just keep growing within it. And I think he's going to do some really good things for us. We did open up Justin Jefferson's window. He will be acclimated back in, and through a kind of a preset timeline that we're working through. He's killed his whole rehab and done great things. Everything we've asked of him, and now we can kind of systematically get him back to a place where we can have him back there out there with us. Unfortunate, we did put Cam Akers on injured reserve. He'll have a procedure to get that thing fixed up and hopefully be back with us in the building as soon as possible. And did bring Tanner Morgan back. Appreciate Coach Fleck letting us borrow him and letting him come be a part of things with in our quarterback room. I need to keep the numbers up in there, so we always like having Tanner here. I really enjoy him.
Kevin, with Jefferson, is there a chance you could bring him back before the bye? I know the rules say you could wait until after, but
yeah, I think we kind of have a rough timetable in our minds of what that looks like. I think we're just going to take it a day at a time, from here on out. What this does is allows him to take part, little individual here and there, a little bit of a team period here or there, just getting a feel for just getting back acclimated to being in the huddle. And then, he's been great in meetings and with his treatments, and all those things will continue, forward. And now we can just kind of build it up little by little. But, I do think Justin's on a good timeline, considering, the outlook on this thing when we first kind of had this happen.
Is there any chance you can play this week if the first few days of practice go well?
Yeah, I think that would probably be, a little aggressive. I think he feels really good. I know we all feel good about where he's at. But we're going to take it a day at a time and ultimately do what's best for Justin and his long-term future here with us in Minnesota. And then clearly he wants to get back and have an impact on this team. He's been, you guys have seen him. I mean, he's been all in right there on the sidelines with his teammates, fighting it out every single week through this whole stretch, and he can't wait to get back out there.
How hard is it to keep a competitor like that off the field before they're 100% ready to go?
Yeah, I think there were some examples even in our game last week. I mean, TJ fighting through something and Brandon Powell fighting through it. Just knowing when they get in, these guys are competitors, and that's what they want to do. That's where they feel most comfortable. So we've just got to make sure we're smart, rely on the opinions of the doctors and Tyler and Uriah, and just make sure we're being smart about it. KJ's doing well. He's progressing through the protocol. We'll continue to see how he responds throughout the week, and both him and Jaron are in the protocol right now, and we'll kind of allow that to play out.
Was he out on the? Was he knocked out?
As far as when I got out there to him, he was communicating with our doctors and everything, and it just anytime you see one of your guys down there like that, it's I'm gaining a lot of experience in this job every single day. That's not experience I want to gain, seeing our guys down on the field like that. I think the rules have done a lot of things to, hopefully protect players as much as we possibly can. That play was flagged, and I want to continue to see guys get the protection that the rules provide.
Where's Nick Mullins at in his rehab? Is there any chance he would open his window this week?
Yeah, he's getting close. He's kind of in a day-to-day mindset right now. We're gonna go into it preparing with getting Josh Dobbs ready to go, and Sean Mannion's always prepared and ready to go, and then we'll see how Nick's doing and can open up that, or can bring him to the roster and open up that window at any point in time.
What's your expectation for Christian Darrisaw this week?
Yeah, I think the next couple days will be important for CD. Hopefully we can have him on Sunday.
What has Dalton Reisner meant to you, not just with what he's done at left guard, but in the room and running it out in the field to pick up guys?
Yeah, you guys can see it. I mean, that's who he is. It's energy all the time. He's just one of those guys. I knew when we brought him here, he would be a guy that would really thrive in this environment and this culture. And I think the O-line room is a very unique place with some of those personalities, and you always, it's maybe not up there with the quarterback room as far as the importance of cohesion in that group. As far as the meeting room, it's a little bit more of those 5 guys working together on the field. But that group, I mean, you could see them right now. They're walking around together. They spend all day together, and he's fit right in with those other guys. And really big compliments to Coop and Riscotti for now that he's been prepared really since the day he got here, and now he's really ascended into a role for us that is showing up play after play on Sundays.
Injury, how do you think that will impact the rotation in the backfield? Like, just be Alex and Ty Chandler. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I think hopefully we'll be able to get Ty more involved and kind of assume a little bit more of kind of that role Cam was assuming and really starting to thrive. Getting his touches in games, the physicality which he was playing with, great block to kind of spring Josh on that play. So we're going to feel, not having Cam just overall, in our locker room and out there on Sundays. But I'm excited to see Ty. I think from the time he's gotten here, he just continues to show a level of explosiveness and doing some really good things with the ball in his hand and kind of growing as a player right before our very eyes. So I think he'll get some opportunities. And then Kene gives us an experienced guy with some juice and some explosiveness as well to kind of continue to have kind of a committee approach to that backfield and ride the hot hand.
If you look at Alex's numbers just on paper past month or 6 weeks ago, they're not as good as they were earlier. I mean, what do you make of those, or what do you think is happening there or not happening?
Yeah, I think I think we've got to do a lot of things better across the board. I think there's some runs where we could maybe find the creases and find the spots for sure. I think there's some runs where we've got to play on their side of the line of scrimmage, get connected on combinations, understand the intent of where we want the ball to hit, and then through fitting and straining and finishing, all 11 guys doing their job. Cam had a nice hit on a duo the other day where the block that really sprung him on the bounce was Jordan Addison on a safety. So it can be, and that's what we keep talking to our guys about, is doing your job. Whether you're in combination, you're on your own. We're trying to do some things schematically to help the group as much as possible, but the run game is something that, it's got to be something we're a little bit more effective at early on in games to truly kind of alleviate the pressure of second and longs into third and longs. It's not a formula we want to be in right now, wherever.
Who's your emergency quarterback, or are they all emergency quarterbacks?
Yeah, we had gone into it with Cam last week, out of an effort to always be prepared, we'll probably have multiple guys this week. I wouldn't say we're going to have tryouts by any stretch, but we're definitely going to make sure we got a couple guys ready to go.
Candidates?
We'll see. The list is long enough right now that we'll narrow it down before we get that to you.
Kevin, do you self-scout a lot what Joshua did in the first game and say, okay, this is what New Orleans will now be able or try to take away? How much do you play that game, after a performance like that, and you go, okay, there's this first body of work for the Vikings, now this is what New Orleans will do to them?
Yeah, I think, that's something, that we've talked about a little bit, but one game sample size, week to week in this league, you can really, defensively, you can look differently in a lot of ways than what you put on tape, and offensively we can decide to attack different ways or put him in different positions based upon some of the things maybe we saw the other day. So I think self-scouting is after 1 week can sometimes be dangerous, but I do think you got to be aware of some of the plays we had success with, what were some of the situations of the game, what were the calls we were expecting, and then apply it to what we know about the New Orleans defense and how they might try to defend us. Similar. Obviously Ryan Nielsen had been in New Orleans for a long time, coaching with DA, so similar foundation of defense, but from a skill level, just like we saw last week. I mean, last week was a really good defense. This has historically always been a really, really tough group to play, and it's going to be a challenge for Josh and the rest of our offense to go out there and have success against this group.
Last two.
Kevin, everyone has talked about Dobbs and the performance he had last week, but Wes Phillips said yesterday you were in a league of your own with the way you called the game and whatnot. What was the response like from your mentors and people around the league about what you had to go through on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know, because I haven't had the time to really either think about that, or maybe they don't think a whole lot of it because I haven't really heard from anybody. So, and that's okay. That's not, as I told you guys on Monday, Sunday was about Josh Dobbs and his ability to become a Minnesota Viking and go out there and have the success that he did. And my challenge to him and really our whole team with where we're at in our season is the hardest thing to do in the National Football League is be consistent and do it every single week. That's what we all strive for. Adversity hits, can we respond? Can it be an opportunity for us to continue pressing forward and demonstrate that we're made of the right stuff around here, and that we believe in a lot of things that help us win football games kind of beyond just the X's and O's. But like I said, Sunday was, I had a lot of fun out there watching him do his thing and come to life right before all of us, and hopefully we see a lot more of that.
Last one. How's Jared? How's he looking for this week?
Yeah, he's in the protocol. As far as what phase, as far as where he's at, the official phase of that, I don't know kind of where I know he met with the doctors again today, and will continue to progress forward with that. Anytime any of our players, regardless of their history, sustain a concussion, we've just got to be making sure that every phase of that is done medically first, and then as coaches and kind of how we handle the preparation of what the game looks like, that's kind of a total different conversation once we have the initial information from the medical staff. So we'll kind of play it out and see how the week goes. Like I said, Sean Mannion will be ready to go. I do not think about Sean and worry about Sean in any way, being able to handle our offense, and there's a reason why we brought him back here. So if that's the case and Sean's backing up Josh, we'll get those guys ready to go, as well as our list of emergency quarterbacks as well.
Hopefully you'll find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love a short window.
Thank you, guys.